So, just gained back control of all the characters, and we're just in the Vile Peaks area. First thing I'm going to do, because our Crystarium expanded, I'm going to upgrade everyone. And the one incredibly satisfying thing about doing all that grinding in the Brescia ruins is that I can just pretty much keep the A button held down and just let the leveling up take its course. Oh. She started learning some of the strike moves for the Ravager role. That's handy. So I'm going to give her back the power wristband because she's going to be quite reliant on strength for this. No point in anything extra on. Oh, actually, hold on. Now, Saz and Vanille have still got both the Magician's marks, so yeah, can't really do anything with him just now except maybe give him the silver bangle because he desperately needs the hit points. Speaking of hit points, I'm going to level up Hope now. So yeah, at the end of the last boss battle, I got the Synergist on roll locked. Now that's the role that allows the character to buff the characters up with various spells. Like so far, let me just check the status of. Oh no, you can't do that here. Abilities, that's what you do. So if you look, he's only got Protect and Shell, but those are still very, very handy skills to have. And oh, I've still got to level up his medic role. Over time you'll find that Hope is actually the best medic in the game because he has access to some of the best cure spells, and he gets, I think he gets the first one to get access to the life spell, or it's called Raise in this game, but that's the one that you need to revive dead characters. So I think that's all I can do for just now in terms of leveling up. I just do my usual run back, see there's no treasure chest, no there's none, so let's just go and plough on through the Vile Peaks. This will probably be a short section. Oh, yeah, we've got slightly tougher versions of the Pantherons called the Thexterons. They're nothing hugely significant about them except they're just the Pantherons with a bit more HP. But yeah, they're pretty easy to defeat. So now let's see what's in this chest. A Libroscope. Yeah, okay. Nothing that great. Excuse me. Oh, you still got some Pantherons here. So yeah, this battle, take out the Pantherons first because they're the weakest. And thanks to Lightning's buff up, they will take a lot less hits to take down. Oh yeah, I should probably change some of the paradigms to something a bit more. Although we're still pretty limited in what we can do with our rolls. Really all you can do is just It's just kind of a sort of chop and change with the... I'm going to put that one nearer to the slash and burn because sometimes when you're fighting the slightly tougher enemies, stick with this one and then switch to dual casting so that you can get the stagger gauge up with a lot quicker. And yeah, for these ones, just put hope in his other rolls. There we go. That's really all we can do for this one. So yeah, the best thing now is to just plow on through the vile peaks. See, enemies here. We've got a bit more HP than pressure ruins, obviously, because we're in. You'll remember these from the pressure ruins. Now this bit they're not too difficult, but in the next area of this bit they're usually paired with some of the tougher enemies, so they do get a bit more difficult to handle. Especially the... Haha, you missed. So now normally I would sort of run back and forth through the various sections of the game, but I'm just going to plow on through till I get to the next small section of this. Just because this area isn't that great for grinding. Although there is a nice reward at the end of this bit, then you'll get something called a toolkit, which means you can start upgrading your weapons and accessories, which I've been talking a lot about in previous videos. Oh, now these enemies. Now, normally with these things, any enemy that looks like that, yeah. You remember the last boss of the last area when it put the barrier up and everything was hitting for really, really low damage? Well, these Pulsework soldiers are basically like the not boss version of them, in that you have to stagger them before you start even doing any decent damage to them. And thankfully I preempted that one, so that was quite that one was quite easy to stagger. But other times you're not quite so lucky. Oh, a little cutscene now.
Can we get through this way, you think? You know where you're going, right?
I've been here on missions before.
Missions? Nothing to do with the Purge, though.
The Purge is PSICOM's baby. Our military is split into two arms. The Public Security and Intelligence Command, known as PSICOM, and the Guardian Corps. I was Guardian Corps, Bodum Security Regiment.
Wait, but I don't get it. If you're not PSICOM, then why did you board the train?
For Sarah.
Oh, back on this train again. The one from the start of the game.
the end of the line. Attention, purge deportees. Follow instructions and stay in your lines. Personal belongings will be returned upon arrival.
Will they?
Do not leave your lines! This is for your own safety!
Yeah, right.
Huh? What's the GC doing here? This op's under SciComm direction.
So direct me. Let me on. I want to be purged.
Only civs get purged. Sanctum staff and soldiers are exempt. Huh?
Then I quit.
Line up!
Excuse me. Hey, lady. What gives?
I volunteered.
Really? You don't look ready to go quiet into that good night.
You want quiet? You better take the next train.
Well, now I really want to see what you're up to.
I had to rescue Sarah before they transported the vestige to Pulse, and out of my reach. My only chance to save her was to join the Purge.
You're telling me you got on that train so you could save your sister? That's crazy. I could never do something like that.
It's not a question of can or can't. There are some things in life you just do.
Easy for someone like you to say. Lightning!
It looks like you're gonna have to climb up there, little man.
She left me.
Oh, the little man.
1, 2, 3, up we go!
What are you up to? Hey! Wait up!
Oh, Vanille, do you have to giggle about everything?
Can't keep up with this girl.
Ah, that's just stuff about the synergist role. Oh, but speaking of which, well, I can upgrade these two in their Crystarium. La di da di da. Still very satisfying doing that, and get Saz's synergist roll up. There we go. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's almost bedtime for me, I think. So yeah, and Vanille has this new role of Saboteur. Now, Saboteur is actually her best role in the game, especially like much later on in the game. You get a very useful spell called Death, which is very handy for farming for certain items, but that's to come much later on in the game. But Saboteur is just basically the role that weakens your enemies with debuff spells, like weakens their defense and their magic defense. It's just the only one she's got just now. And then there's other things like make them more immune to, make them more vulnerable to getting their actions interrupted with curse, or making them more vulnerable to elemental spells, which ties in very handy with weakened defenses. So I'm going to stop this broadcast here, and then the next broadcast I will continue on with Saz and Vanille. So in the meantime, thanks for watching, and see you again for the next broadcast.